In the vast, sun-drenched skies of the late Cretaceous, some 85 million years ago,
soaring on thermal updrafts above the western interior seaway, a great shallow ocean splitting North America in. This was the age of the pterosaurs, and its most iconic ruler was Pteranodon. In the largest males, the air could stretch over 23 feet, or 7 meters, the width of a small aircraft.
From the lungs, but these were not the feathered wings of a bird.
Instead, they were formed by a vast membrane of skin, muscle, and fibrous tissue, known as the patagium. This membrane extends from the tip of finger 4 and is significantly extended all the way to the hind leg, creating a magnificent, flexible wing.
This structure made Pteranodon a master of dynamic soaring. Like a modern albatross, it could ride the winds generated over the ocean's surface for hundreds of miles with minimal effort. For a creature that hunted far out at sea, this energy efficiency was the key to survival. But how could such a huge animal leave the ground?
The male initiates a courtship display. His deliberate head bob sending a clear signal.
Bones.
Like their dinosaur relatives and modern bird successors, pterosaurs' bones were pneumatic, filled with air sacs that connected to the respiratory system.
This created a skeleton of astonishing strength, yet remarkable lightness.
It was a marvel of biological engineering, a frame that could withstand the immense pressures of flight while reducing the mass that needed to be lifted.
This skeletal structure was the foundation upon which their aerial supremacy was built. Without it, a creature of Pteranodon's scale would have been forever bound to the earth. Jutting from the back of its skull was another of its defining and most debated features, the crest.
A remarkable example of convergent evolution. Both the ancient pteranodon and the modern pelican utilized their throat pouches to secure their meals.
Above the waves, the pteranodon glides effortlessly, while below,
Maybe. Is that some kind of air conditioning?
Possibly. But the leading theory, supported by the clear difference in size between sexes, points to its role as a spectacular display structure.
This is a billboard for genetic fitness, a signal to potential mates, and a warning to rivals. In the crowded, competitive world of a cliffside colony, being able to stand out was a matter of legacy.
Its elongated skull terminated in a sharp, toothless beak, another perfect adaptation for its lifestyle.
And quickly ducks his head, snatching the prey from the water.
Fossil evidence even suggests it may have had a throat pouch, much like modern pelicans, allowing it to store a lot of fish before returning to its nest. The speed is not a brute force weapon, but a precision tool for a hunters living between two worlds, endless sky and vast ocean.
These anatomical wonders, from wings to bones, from crest to beak, combine to create a creature perfectly sculpted.
The sheer cliffs rising from the warm waters of the western interior seaway were a near impenetrable fortress.
It is here, on these precarious ledges, that Pteranodon colonies established their bustling, chaotic nurseries. This is no random gathering. It is a tightly organized society, a metropolis of
Was it irritating? The air thrummed with a constant chorus of calls, clicks, and squawks as thousands of individuals vied for space, tended.
For these aerial sovereigns, the cliffside was both sanctuary and citadel. Its sheer verticality formed
Proximity to the ocean provided an inexhaustible ride, allowing parents to forage for fish without venturing too far from their precious cargo.
Life in the shelter, or pterosaur colony, is governed by a strict social order.
their magnificent crests acting as undeniable symbols of their fitness.
A testament to the fact that the cliff itself was the primary defense.
The females lay their soft, smooth eggs in these shallow depressions.
This inherent vulnerability dictated the rhythm of life for the entire colony.
Parenting was a shared, relentless duty. One parent would remain on guard, a sentinel with keen eyes scanning the sea and sky,
while the other embarked on long fishing expeditions over the open ocean.
The return is a dramatic moment. A shadow swoops from the sky, a guller bag full of fish, and the frantic, hungry calls of the next generation.
This constant cycle of departure and return, of vigilance and provision, was the heartbeat of the colony. But this fortress in the sky was not impregnable. Its defenses were designed to thwart threats from below.
Patrolling the waters at the base of the cliffs was an ever-present aquatic menace.
They would have seen the Pteranodon colony as a reliable source of opportunity.
Any individual that misjudged the landing, fell from the cliff,
It issues a
or
sharp
skimmed too
warning,
low while
signaling
fishing,
a threat
was at
to the
risk.
nesting site below. Of being snatched from below in a terrifying explosion of water and teeth.
A parent bird lost at sea is a death sentence for the chick. While the fossil record is incomplete, we can hypothesize the existence of creatures adapted to this unique ecological niche.
Imagine a large, varanid-like lizard, a Cretaceous monitor lizard with powerful limbs and sharp claws.
Moving with patient stealth, such a creature would be a ghost on the cliffs, its camouflage scales blending with the stone.
This is where the colony's true strength was revealed. Collective defense.
A lone Pteranodon, upon detecting the hiker, emits a piercing alarm call.
The effect would be instantaneous. The air would erupt as hundreds of guardians took to the wing.
transforming the sky into a swirling, screaming vortex of beaks and membranes.
This was mobbing behavior, a coordinated aerial assault designed not to kill, but to intimidate and overwhelm.
They swooped down to attack the predator, flying very close, their sharp beaks stabbing and snapping. Yet, despite this formidable defense, the predator would sometimes succeed, its raid a swift and tragic punctuation in the life of the colony.
How do we reconstruct such a vivid and violent drama from the silent testimony of stone?
Our window into this lost world is the Niobrara Formation, a layer of chalky sediment laid down at the bottom of the western interior seaway.
Now exposed in the American Midwest.
It is here that thousands of Pteranodon fossils have been unearthed, a fossilized graveyard that speaks volumes about their life and death.
The sheer concentration of remains, from massive adult males to smaller females and juveniles, strongly supports the theory of vast, thriving colonies.
These were not solitary wanderers, but deeply social animals that lived, hunted, and nested together on an epic scale.
The fossils themselves hold the secrets to their behavior.
Just as we hypothesized for the cliffside nursery.
Fossil evidence of very young pteranodons suggests they grew significantly from birth.
This early development means that flapping birds could have flown very soon after hatching.
Thus, the nursery is not a long-term nursery for fragile young birds, but more like a high-intensity launching pad.
The parent bird's primary defensive role is to protect the vulnerable eggs and then the chicks during that crucial, brief period.
Before they could take to the air themselves and join the relative safety of the flock.
This strategy of a fortified, communal nursery was a key ingredient in the astounding success of the pterosaurs. Their story begins in the late Triassic with small, long-tailed creatures like Eudimorphodon.
And it culminates in the late Cretaceous with the truly colossal Asgardids like Quetzalcoatlus. A terrestrial stalker with the wingspan of a fighter jet.
Across epochs, they diversified into hundreds of species, filling every conceivable aerial niche, from shoreline fishers to inland hunters.
They were the undisputed rulers of the Mesozoic skies. Their reign, however, had an apocalyptic end.
66 million years ago, the same cataclysm that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs brought the age of pterosaurs to a sudden, dramatic close.
The skies they had commanded for an almost unimaginable length of time fell silent.
The great cliffside colonies crumbled, and the dynasty of wings was extinguished forever.
From the skeletal structure, the intricate layers of muscle fiber and tendon weave into place, followed by the protective, pebbled skin.
Although Pteranodon's large, leathery wings will never again cast a shadow over the sea, their legacy lives on existence.
It is a timeless testament to the power of community, a fortress in the sky, pioneered by the true Sky Kings.